Welcome back on Dynamod. Today I want to propose you a video about
painting the Raptadon. I decided to use the schema color that I use for the Saurus, so like this, and I made such final effect that I quite like. And so to have this, I started with the primer, so I used the black primer of the Vallejo, and then I moved to realize this using the Rocket Flash to create this effect, to make the use then about the deepen ink and so on, so that I have the base to apply. I quite like the final effect that I can have. This it's not even the final, so this is the intermediate painting, but I quite like the final effect that I can gain. So this it's simple and accelerate quite a lot the way that I can paint such type of models, and I quite like such one. So then we can go to see about what we can gain to have this final effect. So now it's the time to paint the model. I start to do as I done for the Saurus ones. So I make that I use the glacier one on the base part, this that cool blue on the upper part, and then I use the dusty blue to refine and combine all the colors. So then I use the same trick that I used for this one, as I said. So this it's quite simple at the end, but for this I add then another color on the upper part, that it's this, that it's the Sherwood green from the scale color 75. So to have this tone of green and separate from the model up here. So it's really quite simple but quite nice. So now we have only to paint the model themselves. One thing to notice, I taken separately the wings here from this, otherwise I'll not be able to reach these parts and paint them quite accurately. After that I painted them, I glue them together so to finish the model without any trouble. Then I use some detail using the Azure Deep for the part about this metal feather, and the violet purple, the garnet purple here, for the feathering, so to make other details quite nice. Then about the metal details, I use the Retributor armor of the Citadel, and then I use on these parts the garnet purple deep inking of the staff wood or the Durkee violet to create an effect of violet under here, and then I use again the Retributor armor, so to have such type of effect on the metal that I quite like. So a vibrant color, but at the same time with the base on it that I quite like. So it's simple one, but quite effective. And for the last step, to reinforce the part related about the lines, I use the Dusty Blue Deep to make the lines about the muscle, so that I had to reinforce the deep and so on, and it's much more visible. I decided to add some details, so I decided to put on the Retributor armor that I painted with the brush on this, the bucket that I refined, a bit of bloody red, so that I can have the details about, and I quite like the final effect about. And then I want to try some technique that I found on the YouTube channel Kayakasaurus. I'll leave you the link in the description. That it's about to create some eyelets and create some strips along the model. And so I want to try that one, so to have an intriguing personalization of such type of miniature that it's really quite amazing. So let's try. So here I had the design that it's really quite intriguing, and after I've done this, I take some colors. For example, I used like this, the sun yellow of the green color of the Vallejo, the scale color 75 dark brown. I used also these ones, but because I wanted to create some type of particular schemes that it's like this. So as you can see, you make only some pointing, really points, in the middle of the pieces that you design with the black and so on, and you can gain quite a lot of improvement. If you see about this as it is, you can move to this, that it's only a part, and then arrive to this type of effect that I quite like. Remember that the trick about the design of these eyelet is to make them irregular. So don't pay attention about having to be precise and so on. It's the lines that in mind, because after you put the colors on, eventually to reinforce them. So the uneven is what you need. And so here I had the model as it is, as finished, before to put the skins on it, and before to make the combining them, I use this, that it's the matte acrylic varnish of the Vallejo that I stood to my previous one because I ended it after years and years. So I decided to prepare these models and them. I only need at the end to do the base, that it will be quite simple, so when I add the color I'll make it so simple but nice. And so it's time, after having put this, that is the snow Vallejo, to move to paint the bases themselves. And about this, so I'll go to use the deepening ink of the Vallejo Crystal. So to make such design, obviously you can change based on what you need and so on, but it's something that I'm really going to see for. And now it's time to assemble the skins with the weaponry. So to prepare the models, I have yet to decide if to glue such models to the Raptadon themselves or not, but it's something to think later. Now I prepare the models and goes to be ready. And about the Raptadon, I finished to make the bases and paint the bases themselves. Sincerely, you can reinforce and change a bit about the color of the base as you want. It's up to you to decide how you want to paint. This is my style about, and I quite like the final effect, sincerely. But what I'm intrigued about is that these models are fantastic. Sincerely, I'm thinking about keeping separate the models of the Raptadon from the riders, but I'm really thinking about, because technically you should use the two units together, so that I can even glue them together, because the riders are not so, I can say, really easy to make them stay on the mount. So I'm thinking that this is an exception, and I'll glue the riders on the mount itself, even if usually I don't do this. But the point of contact are so limited that I'm thinking about doing such step. But it's up to you to decide. Eventually, remember that it's not a problem. I made a lot of changes, as you've seen, about how to make these models, so about the champions that can be characterized with the weaponry and so on, and other options. So it's up to you to decide how you want to reinforce these concepts. But I love such models, are really amazing. Really, this it's an evolution of those that were the cold ones, the old ones of those that are really quite nice, and they are really amazing models. So I suggest you anyway to find about them, because they are even nice to have even if you don't play with them, and nice. They are really quite a good style to play with as dinosaurs or reptiles, and the shinks are not bad at all. Anyway, it's up to you to decide if they are worth or not. And so here we have the painted model. I want to remind you that I made videos about assembling such miniatures. So if you're interested about this, you can find the link in the description so that you can have some referral. And really, have fun painting such units, because they are really quite amazing. Not mind how you want to paint them or to assemble them. They are really quite fantastic as miniatures, and I love the Raptadon themselves, are really amazing. So, from Dynamode it's everything. I invite you to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell so to receive notification about new video, to comment under here about this video, or if you want to suggest me new videos. So, I hope to see you again to the next time.